My name's Sam Appleby.
I'm Aaron Heimoff.
And together we are Super Global. We started life as a not-for-profit organisation. We are a social enterprise, and we're committed to applying the world's most interesting technologies to solving the world's most important social and environmental problems.
Can you give me an example of a problem you're solving?
First thing we worked on is probably quite an interesting one. We helped an airstrike early warning system developed in Syria to reach more than 2 million Syrians via a Facebook Messenger bot. In that instance, what we did is take this team who have built a predictive analytics system and enable them to access high quality, well-priced digital services in order to go and figure out that they needed to build a chatbot and then actually go and deliver it for the right price and get it into the world. Having been exposed to many of these projects, some of them are solutions developed in the not-for-profit sector, innovation teams in places like Amnesty or Transparency, and others being ventures, enterprises in their own right. What we're doing now is, having seen that there are many needs, not just access to digital services, but access to funding, other things, is we're now building a platform to, remove friction between these interactions, to try and, remove the problem of it's who you know when you're in the process of developing an impact tech solution for the world.
So where does blockchain come into that?
Yeah, so it's, we don't have necessarily the most sexy use case. We don't have any white paper, any new really innovative uses for blockchain, but it's really more of a pure functional use. We see the business case, and that's why we're using it. So Sam talked about different actors, and we have this platform that we envision on bringing everything from funders to digital service providers to legal advice to a whole host of actors, none of them knowing each other, none of them particularly trusting each other. So really a lot of it is to help garner trust, and then also in the back end of this platform, we want to be tracking everything. So there are certain things that are a little bit more contentious and not very transparent today. So for example, going down the digital service provider route, there isn't always a whole lot of understanding of how many hours the digital service provider is giving for a certain project and whether it's cost efficient. And so we want to be tracking all these things.
And making it transparent to all the users.
Exactly.
How far have you got? Where are we?
So we've been doing this for about 18 months, but we've been doing it offline. So we've been, running what you might call a platform on paper. So I guess you could look at that as us proving beyond any reasonable doubt that people building impact tech solutions need access to digital services and they need access to funding. Right now, and the reason we're on this accelerator, where we are today in StateZero, is to actually go forth and start building this platform. And so, we're prototyping, we're testing, flows with the different actors that we need to work with. So, our objective in the short term is to build a technology to connect up just 3 types of actors. So these are the impact technology solutions, wherever they are, with funders and digital agencies. And over time, we will start to introduce more actors, so mentors or experts or legal advice, for example. But we started life very agnostic to the kinds of domains that we look at. So we were impact domain agnostic across any of the SDGs, that doesn't really work when you're building a platform. So we're focused in now on SDG 16, so peace, justice, and strong institutions for this next period while we're developing the technology, and then we can start to make it available more widely.
We have been the trust so far. So between a digital agency and an impact organization, they've trusted us because we have connections with them. Right. And as we expand now, we're looking to make, as we scale, it's not going to always be us in the middle. So we need to have that.
You're sort of the bank.
Glue. Yeah, exactly.
You're the bank that has to be trusted for the financial transactions to work.
We're trying to eliminate us.
Yes. What world problems are you going to solve in the end?
If there's a problem we are trying to solve, it's the problem of who you know. If there's a problem, who's got access to what kinds of services based on some a priori circumstance. That's kind of the problem we're tackling. But in terms of the problems we'd like to enable others to solve, the technology we're building and the concept behind it is fairly agnostic to that. So the objective really is, let's say you're the Ford Foundation and you're particularly interested in, clean water, for example. You'd be able to come and port the technology that we've built into a community, go and do some groundwork, actually onboarding parts of the community there, but beyond some threshold critical mass, and then that would stay there to accelerate that domain of impact for all time. So we're hoping that it's
you're a platform provider rather than the solution, the solvers yourselves.
That's right. Exactly.
Right. Okay.
We help them get from A to B.
What is the software written in? What languages?
So right now we're of course using Cadre Core. That's why we're part of this.
Of course, yes.
So that's all written in Python to enable us to build blockchain applications in Python in a way that disaggregates us needing to, let's say, have a token coming along with the database functionality or features that we particularly are looking for, and then we've got some stuff written in JavaScript. So it's not particularly complicated, but it seems to be working for us.
What takeaway message would you have for us? How blockchain might change the future of technology and interactions?
Well, from our perspective, this is about people coming up with good ideas and going into entrepreneurship, right? Social entrepreneurship specifically. So I'd hope that blockchain will enable the kind of trust that allows those people, those entrepreneurs in developing parts of the world to actually access all the things that they need to take their ideas to fruition and not be so Western focused.
We're an example of blockchain entering into just more of the business case world instead of, I think right now people think that it needs to be something really sexy and really interesting and innovative, but really we see the use for it.
I think the idea of going into these complicated trust spaces, which you want to navigate here, or you want people to use your tools to navigate it, is an incredibly powerful technology for doing this.
We have to remember that there's so much work to be done in terms of building community, and this really is just, for us, it's just supposed to be a layer that underpins everything else that we're doing, but really doesn't work on its own without us also doing all the human stuff too.
Yeah, right. That's a good takeaway message. Thank you.